is to include We Not Know in it. So this is the main bit is 12 Bar Music and Social Temp Radio Studio, which is a playlist on YouTube, but it's linked to there. I'm just going to like it and retweet it. And this was yesterday. We spoke about it a lot last year on the Wild Show, but we actually managed to do it, or test it at least, yesterday. And that is the idea of combining a cafe and a radio studio, because we're not allowed coffee in this studio because we'd pour it over the equipment, but we find in most cafes there's too much noise in the background. Hang on. So I'm going to try a different. No, that's a bit better, I think. Sorry, I'm very very worried about this studio. Yeah, okay. The needles are moving about on this microphone. We have a classic radio desk, and then we have computers at some distance from where you'd be in the middle of the desk. So I use different microphones to keep up with it all. But as I said, the design of the studio in just a few weeks' time is going to be fantastic. Getting back to the 12 Bar Music and Social Temp Radio Studio, I think this actually worked yesterday, and John was there as well, and I think it sort of means that eventually we're going to have social media, which is there all the time, and then radio will be a sampling of it or a concentration of it, which may be real people in real time in a studio, or it may be artificial intelligence or something from the metaverse or augmentation of some kind, so that if John, for whatever reason, finds it difficult to be somewhere at a specific time that happens to meet a radio schedule, it won't matter too much, because there will be a point in the week when he will say something new or find a new piece of music, and that can be contributed, and it will turn up somehow. And we're gradually clarifying this theoretical approach as it goes on, and talking to people at the 12 Bar. I'm calling it 12 Bar Music and Social, because that's a hashtag that we'll find them. But they're on Paris Street. You probably people. Well, no, this is going out on all kinds of places, but you can find. You can probably find Paris Street if you go between the bus station and John Lewis, for example. You'll probably find Paris Street, and they're there. And so what we did, I intended to get there by about 8:30, but I was a bit late, so I've looked at the timings, and the first video that I recorded was about 9:05, and then I went away again and came back. So John was there quite a bit later. So about 11 is when we recorded a couple of videos with John. And although we'd experimented with radio microphone to get the microphone far away from the equipment, so the only danger would be if the microphone fell into the coffee, in which case we could probably get another one. It was about the tests we did last year. The microphone was about £14, I think. We got it from a phone shop in the Guildhall, so we could replace that bit, and the recording equipment was some distance away at the other end of the cafe. So that principle did work, but what we actually did was just use a Pixel 7, a standard Pixel 7, and you can see on YouTube that's worked quite well, quite reasonably, I think, for shorts.